Hi, and welcome to Transwest Truck Trailer RV. I'm Teresa Crawley, and I'm really excited to show you our Summit Adventure van. This is a van that's made by our company. Our sister company is Summit, and they've been doing conversions for a very long time. We came out with the Summit Adventure van about 3-4 years ago, but this year they have done some stunning improvements. I'm sure you've seen some of my coworkers do videos on the Summit Adventure vans, and they go into a little bit more detail on the basic van. This one though has some really awesome upgrades I wanted to show you. So we'll get started. I'll point out some of the basics, but all of the extras. So come along with me. If you're interested in this specific van, the stock number is 5N201560. Now, of course, we can outfit any of our Summit vans with these cool things, but the great thing about this one is it's already done for you. It's ready to take home. So we put on all of our Summit vans this awesome carbon fiber look wrap, but that's going to keep this front hood from getting all chipped up and looking bad over the years, because really this van is made to go off-road. It's a 4x4. It's very rugged, as I'll show you. We didn't put anything cheap on this van. It's going to hold together really well and be able to get you out of a lot of pickles or bad situations. One of the things that I wanted to show you is that we have replaced the Mercedes bumper here with this nice sturdier one. We've got a great light bar that we added, some fog lights down at the bottom, and then we've got this winch. Now this winch has a controller with it, and I don't recommend pointing the winch controller at your significant other. It doesn't usually end well. But what you want to do, come back here where you're safe, and this will pull you out of a bad situation. So really sturdy winch. This thing can probably lift this whole van no problem. And coming around the sides, you'll see these are the best tires and wheels for this kind of an off-road vehicle. We've already equipped it with these black Rhino wheels and the BF Goodrich all-terrain tires. That's almost 100% what people would choose if they were going to pick their own tires anyway, so we put them on for you on this Summit van. Over here, obviously entrance door, but I wanted you to see that there's a really sturdy step. It stays that way so it doesn't go in and out, so you don't have the risk of it breaking when you're out on the road. Over here we've got this really sturdy ladder. This is an Aluminess product. You'll see it's real sturdy. It didn't move around at all. But the other thing I wanted to point out is right here, I don't know if you can see it, but we've got 180 watts of solar. And then we've got these really rugged racks up here that you can put more stuff on. If you have a Thule or something like that, you want to put gear up there, it's going to be able to hold it for you. Coming around back, we added another bumper. So we took away that plastic or whatever that is that normally comes on these, and you've got a really sturdy bumper. We added a box. This is for storage of whatever you need to bring. So if you wanted to bring a generator or wood or something like that, you can put extra stuff back here, and maybe stuff that you don't want to be smelling inside, like propane for a cooktop or something like that. Oops. Then also we've got a spare tire back here, and obviously it's mounted on the same wheel and tire as you had all around, so you're not going to be going home with a little cheap one trying to get that to work. Now another cool thing about this is that this is a little bit stout, so you got to use a little bit of muscle, but these swing out independently, so that means that they're not stuck to the door or they're not blocking the door. That means I can get in here and open my doors really easily. So if, say, I'm sleeping at night or something and I want to have some fresh air coming in, this just gives you that option. And there's the back of the van. So a couple things to point out back here. We do have lighting and a spray port that you could wash off a dirty dog or your feet or your bike that you're going to stick in here, whatever that is. Right here, we have a hookup for your ARB air compressor. Now, of course, that's to put air in your tires or your bike tires or whatever it is that you're bringing along with you for fun. So it's really cool that they added that. And it's right in here, so no problem. You'll notice, where's the bed? There's no bed right now, but there really is a bed. It's just stored away so that you can bring really tall things with you when you're going places. We also have a 2,000 watt inverter, and we have lithium ion batteries in here. Now those batteries, if you're not plugged in, they're going to run everything in here essentially, except for your air conditioning unit, which is on the roof here. Now, if you needed your air conditioner for whatever reason, you can bring a generator, or you can be plugged into your 30 amp power source. But everything else, you're going to be fine with your solar and your lithium batteries. So don't worry about that. We'll come back to this area when I'm showing you the bed situation. But right now we'll continue on. So they added a really great awning so you can sit out, do campfires, hang out with your buddies. I just love that idea. And then over here, we have an exterior ZAMP solar port. So that's for if you wanted a little bit of extra power, but also if your solar panels are blocked for some reason, say you're under a tree or it's whatever, you can just point this at the sun and get the maximum amount. Yet another light bar. So there are light bars all around this. So at the entry door here, you'll see that we have a drop-down roller. That happens in the back as well. So what that is, I'll show you in a few minutes, but it's a screen that you can zip into place if you wanted to have the fresh air flow. But in here, this is what makes this van extra special. So this is the only van that I know of that has the smart flooring system. And what that means is these little tracks, you just take the little rubber gasket out and you can find a myriad of third-party attachments that can go into there. So what would that be? Well, one thing that's available is extra seats. So you could put extra passenger seats in here, pop them in and out at your leisure, and they are latch certified if you have little ones. The other thing you could do is latch in a composting toilet, or you can put hooks in here to put your bikes in here so that they're not rattling around when you're off-roading. We do supply the seats that you can pop in and out. They're not third party, but they are a DOC certified. So come on in the van. You'll notice this handle that I'm grabbing. It's not only for safety, this is a ram mount. So what you do with these, and you'll see them throughout the coach, but those are to put on, say you have an iPad, you just buy a little socket for the back and it'll slide right on there. So you could have an outdoor TV in here or an indoor TV, or you could use this as a workstation. Whatever it is that you want to do with those ram mounts, they're super handy. All right, so coming in the coach, as with all Mercedes Sprinter vans, you can turn both of these seats around, but I love that they've upgraded this cockpit so it's really comfortable. There's so many adjustments that you can do for these seats. Like, for example, you'll see where my hand is here. That's so if you have a little bit longer leg, your knees aren't hanging off. So or if you're short like me, you can push that back and you don't feel like your legs have to be stuck out. Super comfortable, heated seats. We also have the Hey Mercedes feature in here, which if you're not familiar, that's like Alexa or something like that. You talk to her, hey Mercedes, can you show me where King Soopers is, or whatever it is you're looking for. So it'll do that, direct you, change the temperature, etc. I wanted to point these things out though. So battery merge, that's one of my favorite options that you can get on a motorhome. And what that does is it takes your house batteries and pulls them into the starter battery, the Mercedes part battery, so that you can start your engine if you're low on power. So that means you're not going to get stuck in a situation if you've forgotten to turn off your lights or something like that. Great feature, gets you out of a pickle. These are just your light bar switches, and we did see those light bars outside, but that's where that is. Over here we have a really handy kitchen. Induction cooktops, you're not having to bring propane with you. It's all electric. It's also safe to put your hand on afterwards. This is the only B van that's off-road that I know of that has a microwave in it. So that's super handy. And then down here's your refrigerator. And in this refrigerator, freezer, is the cutest ice maker you'll ever see in your life. Look at that. It's so cute. Look at those teeny tiny ice cubes. It's the little things, you know? And then over here, they put in a nice 10-inch sink with a nice sprayer that comes out. And cutting board is your cover, so dual purpose there. When you go into the sink, you've got a nice removable drying rack and a straining place down there. And over here, they put this magnetic board so you can attach things that you might need handy, like a little hook or something like that. Great little functionality there. No, I blocked this, so I can't close it. There we go. Through here, of course, there's storage. This one I like the best because it has a silverware storage that you can pull out and then put more down below it. And then you have a really nice sized pantry right here. So you can bring all your stuff. Down here, they were clever enough to make this multi-function, of course, but I would put my trash or recycle in there. Now, if you're at a spot that you can't use your air conditioning because you don't have a generator or you aren't plugged in, you also have this great fantastic fan, or max fan, that works essentially like an attic fan. It takes about 20 seconds and it'll suck all that hot air out of here. So it's very efficient, very effective. Another thing I wanted to show you, because you're going to be doing really rough things here, is that we've included this awesome first aid and survival kit. And this isn't your grandma's survival kit. We've got pretty much everything you could ever need. So of course, gauze and bandages and antiseptics. We've got ibuprofen and scissors and a thermometer, ice patches, but we also have emergency drinking water. We have an emergency blanket. You've got some extra food and matches in here. So if you're ever in a bad situation, we've got you covered here. Another crazy thing I wanted you to see is the bed situation. So here is your bed release latch. Forgot to unvelcro it, just another safety measure here. So there's one side of it, and got to get out of the way. Here's the other side of it. And it's actually pretty cushy, but what they did here, this isn't really an easy spot to get up on, so they made you a little hoist place to step so that you can get up on this bed. And this bed's pretty roomy. I know I'm not a very tall person, but they bumped out the sides of the van, so you've got a little bit of extra headroom. Really nice. You also have a reading light here that you can change colors. And dim. You've got, of course, USB ports, power. And then I don't know if you can see this accent lighting up here, but you can change the colors on that. It's kind of cool. So if you're in a red mood or a yellow mood, you can do that. Mood lighting. All right, now I'm going to show you the bed put up. Doubles as a workstation. So really easy to do, super lightweight. So say you're working on the road or you need more prep space for whatever you're doing, you need to put tools out, whatever it is, you've got a great workstation and it's sturdy. So a lot of people are working on the road these days. This is a perfect spot for that, especially with all the power outlets that we've got and USB ports. Just very clever how they did this. So super proud of my company for coming up with this and improving as the years go by. I promised I would show you the screens. And this is how it works in both the sliding door on the side and in the back. So when it's nighttime, obviously you're going to want it dark. But when you want some fresh air, and of course it goes all the way to the bottom, but I just wanted to give you an example. This is what it's like. It's really nice. Even if you had the doors closed, you would be able to have the light coming in this way. So really great, well built. I'm so proud of our company. And I have to say, a lot of people get nervous about, what's my warranty? How am I gonna get service if it's just a small company? We've already thought that through. We've got you a warranty, we've got you covered. And the great thing about that is that Summit is right down the road from us. We're in great communication with them, and we can get you hooked up with the right people to get things fixed very efficiently and very well. And they take their jobs really seriously, as all of us at Transwest do. So thank you so much for joining me. If you have any more questions on the Summit van, my name's Teresa Crawley. You can call me at 303-684-3427. Have a great day.